Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one, the only, the Azothan. We are back with more Battles for Azeroth. This is Lordaeron, the Foremath. We're going to be hopping into this game, and today we have, controlling our respective players, we have Julian in the yellow trunks, controlling, he's actually our red player, but his units are yellow. He's going to be controlling the Highborn. Lich King, controlled by Zoom Griefer version 2. He's going to be in the blue trunks, controlling the Lich King. Burning Legion, teal trunks, woos 1. Sanaz in the purple trunks, controlling Dalaran. Dwarves, again in the yellow trunks, Cracker Snatcher. Hey in the OJ trunks will be controlling the Dark Horde. Ultimate Troy in the yellow trunks will be controlling the Shadow Council. Red Mist in, again, the slightly darker green trunks, but pink on the list, will be controlling Ranger Corps. Then we have Zoom SF controlling the Cult of the Forsaken. Style 72 controlling Silverhand and Head Red. That's really weird. That's actually my dating profile on OkCupid. That's funny. Head Red in the dark green trunks controlling Lordaeron, and then the Dragon Maw in the brown trunks by Richard Dick. I'm going to take our Fog of War off and start seeing where the first battles will be fought. Of course, we know the Draenei will be chased out of Outland. They are going to do their best to do a little bit of harassing, it looks like, in the brief amount of time they are allowed to do so. And then probably get the hell out of Dodge if I had my guess. Now this is interesting. I've always wondered if this was the way to go about it, because I've played light blue before, and very often I just mass and get super defensive right next to a doll and just prepare for the inevitable. I know it's going to go down. By the way, guys, I'm going to try my hardest to both use the move function well to continue to view the map and stay zoomed out, but if we get zoomed in by a simple scroll forward of the mouse button, I can't help it. I do apologize. Dragmaw is going to be putting a little bit of pressure on Farstrider Lodge. However, no action from his ally in the South. Kargath not claimed yet, but it's about to be. He's wiping out the Demolishers and a few creeps that exist there, and the Dwarves are ready for combat. Red Mist has sent down a couple Dragon Mocks. I don't know if they're to shut down Chromatic Drakes or regular Drakes. Either ones are pretty scary, and Yellow's got a hell of a time handling things in the sky while this is all going on. That's why he needs the help. There's just too much going on down south. You have to get there quickly. You can already see, look at that Highborn player running south immediately. In fact, leaving light blue and Silverhand and Lordaeron here to just handle things up north. In the meantime, the Dragon Maw is going to be duking out with the Dwarves, and the Dark Horde should be on their way from the down south. From the down south. From the south. From the down under. My girl told me she wanted me to attack an Ironforge down under. Alright, and a little bit of aggression here from Cracker Snatcher is going to push back Richard Dick. I've seen his name several times, and I've always enjoyed it. I have to say thank you, Richard Dick, for being awesome. And I don't know if Cracker Snatcher is going to realize whether or not this is a good idea. Fuck. Sorry. He's managed to get King Magnite Bronzebeard slightly more into the shit. And at the moment, this is going to highly favor the Dwarves. If they can just focus on... There we go. The Griffin Riders are going to be focusing their attacks on the catapults, wiping out the true damage dealers of that army and the true money suckers as well. Like, you gotta remember, they're like 30 gold each. It's kind of bananas. And I've always loved the Eco Dome out here. For those of you who are not familiar with how this works, the Eco Dome continually reproduces the mushrooms here. So this is your infinite lumber area. If you control the Eco Dome, you can just park a bunch of workers here and never have to worry about lumber. Whereas pretty much everywhere else in the game, you will lumber that out and have to either move or find some items that will regrow what you've done. But lumber is often an issue for non-Night Elven players in games like this. It's one of the reasons why people are like, oh, Night Elves suck. I'm like, it's... weirdly, they're pretty good at certain things, but they do have to be... like, it's things that suck. They're good at things that suck. I'm being honest. And there's got to be ways to parlay that, you know what I mean? Like, wildly inflate the amount of lumber you need for certain high-level siege, like things like siege, making not necessarily siege emplacements stronger, but making it much harder to gain the ability to knock them down, which would make no man's lands outside of bases much more combative, whereas bases would be hard to get. I don't know. They always try to figure out how to balance that in every new game that you end up in, and I don't have the answer for how to do that. But if I were to make a map, that's probably where I'd go. And then, I mean, that does open up opportunities like, wow, races that can just go bananas on lumber are really useful. And maybe you want to ally with them. Maybe you want to specifically tear them apart and then say, if you ally me, like literally just make them your bitch. Which is kind of something the Nightborn should be able to do in Kalimdor the Aftermath, just to make themselves even more useful, ingratiate themselves. And at the moment, Alterac Valley is going to fall. Alterac Mountain, Alterac something, Alterac Peaks. The Kingdom of Alterac.
Our allies' town needs help.
And as soon as the Dark Horde starts pushing up into the lot, wow. Okay, look, nobody's down south yet, as far as I can tell, but the dwarves are just smacking the crap out of everyone. And here we go. It looks like there's been a first push. Again, we're not that far. I don't know why I'm freaking out. It's like, oh, 7 minutes in and they haven't defeated the dwarves. No, it's just the dwarves are being very intelligently aggressive. And out here, Hey is trying to participate in the assault on Adal, but not building any, I don't know if he's built reinforcement structures here and nearby, but no, he's sitting on 750 gold, and if his units die here, that's just all of it. Now, Style 72, shockingly, not actually putting up too much of a fight. He's got 130 gold in the bank, but he seems to know he can probably hold this with what he has. Anti-magic damage going down from Master Vorpal there. Invulnerable, everything in there invulnerable. They have to stun Vorpal. He's invulnerable. Everything's invulnerable. Jesus Christus. All his spellcasters are vulnerable at least. And Adal's... Maru is who he's actually fighting. As the BRB. This is our last. Yeah, Yusuf. Go. You can be right back. Maru is still invulnerable using his ultimate. Tons of damage going down on the enemy army. If Maru can just regenerate enough health. I don't know how long Maru has to survive. But if he can just enough mana to... Oh, is he getting out of there? I don't know. He just dropped a ton of mana on something. Still invulnerable? Or he got out? I think he got out. Ah ha ha! Wait, yes? I don't know, something happened. I think Maru was supposed to like teleport all of the surviving Draenei out, was what was supposed to happen. And there were none left. That's probably actually closer to the reality of what occurred. I'm trying to hunt down why the Highborn are running around in the north. The BRB layer, Blackrock. Thank God that won't be on the VOD. But yeah, the Twitch pointing out the fact that I had BRB up the entire time. People are just like, dude, sorry, I didn't look at chat. You can tell how much I pay attention to the chat that was up for first 10 minutes of the game. Sorry everyone, I love you. Alright, now we're going to check it on Zoom because we know he doesn't suck. So he's got, oh, he's already lost something. Alright, Kel'Thuzad immediately getting Naxxramas. I'm intrigued. With the Cult of the Damned is so fucking fun with Naxxramas. Like, that is such a cool thing to add to the game. Just a floating mobile base that you just park and you're like, shit's gonna come out. And you're not, like, amazingly strong. Don't get me wrong, Cult can get pretty great. But nothing in there is phenomenal. It's just the mobility and the utility are what the Cult have. And I love that. It's mobility and utility with no responsibility. It's like my dream, my life. And out here in the Legion we have the Fellhammer. Probably not going to be used for a long time. Wu's leaving Arkham the Defiler completely unprotected. I know that at some point he becomes vulnerable, and it might be before or after the Civil War. Please, chat, inform me whether or not I'm right about that one. Keep an eye out for what's going on, but mostly what we're seeing is now an exodus from Outland, leading back out into Azeroth, and now that they're here, that battle will really begin. Nice. Big Ziggurat surround, actually keeping the Heart of Naxxramas safe, and he can just mine this pretty much ever. On ×1 speed, this is what it looks like. 1, 1, 1. It's pretty great, like how quickly it ticks up. I mean, it's, what, every couple seconds?
Our forces are under attack.
Yeah, like almost every second, in fact, but every couple seconds you get a gold. That's an extra 30 gold per round. Now, and I know you're like, that's just a control point. It's not that much. It's good. It's very good. It's reliable is what it is. Ain't nobody taking that shit. It flies. And now we're finally going to see the assault. Oh my good god. We can see that the Dark Horde and the Shadow Council have joined forces to lay siege to Dun Algaz. Now there's a small contingent of dwarves here with Bagnai Bronzebeard, but not a lot of them. And I'm wondering what terrible losses will be suffered. Mages are going to fight over the islands, over who wants to be the better banana farmer. And at the moment, the dwarves are wildly outnumbered. My god. Cracker Snatcher, where's the rest of your army? It was north. Ah, look at that, just in time. The elves are arriving. In fact, 2 sets of elven armies arriving just as Dun Algaz Station begins to become under assault. Magnai wildly outnumbered, but the Horde seeming to... of course they can't. Really, these are very nice defensive fortifications here for the dwarves that break up huge armies that are trying to get in here into 3 very small groups. And if you position your siege wisely, this becomes a killing ground. You can see Ren Blackhand pushing a little bit too far in, and Green already arriving, and Varisa Windrunner and Sylvanas Windrunner both lending their aid to Magna on the front lines. And despite their... Ooh, look at that. Despite their... I think we have mages coming in, guys. Multiple mage armies now filing in to defend Dun Algaz, and what looked like an overwhelming assault on Dun Algaz by the Dark Horde is going to turn into not much. Unfortunately, we have... That can't be Magna. Or Falstad needs to move. Okay, Falstad took a dick, but that's just because all of the casters hit him at once. Now we can see with this many reinforcements, yes, dwarves are starting to fall. They're having a little bit of trouble. Magna moved back. He knows that's the one that really you can't remake, so why not? The mages had to give up the islands to the Cult of the Forsaken, Cult of the Damned. And Vorpal back here being a giant pain in the ass. I don't know what this invulnerable shit is at level 4, but he's awesome. If anyone in chat can help me, that would really be really great. Let me just help you. He's an amazingly fun, insanely addicted ginger shop. Hi there, Atlas. Yeah, Atlas Psycho. I mostly shoutcast custom maps, large-scale ones specifically in the 11 to 12 player range. I guess 8's enough. But yeah, that's my enjoyment, is lore-based maps with ridiculous events and upgrades and just battles like this. Like, this is, I mean, don't get me wrong, Warcraft 3 is amazing and the campaign's phenomenal, but I just want to point out that WoO's, like, the Legion is sending pit lords right now to reinforce the armies that are assaulting Dun Algaz Station after a surprise reinforcement of elves and mages. Like, it doesn't happen anywhere else. And as a gamer, I realized as I was playing this, holy shit. The first time it really hit me was when I was having it was a LAN party with some friends I had. And we all played Alliance. And we were doing okay. I believe that 2 of us played South Alliance and 1 of us played North Alliance. But by the fates of fates, at the end of the game, it ended up that we were allied, the 3 of us, against the Legion. The Legion was stomping their way through all of our forces. By the way, we're going to watch this battle, but it's slowing down and they're parting ways to kind of reestablish combat lines. And Archimond was stomping his way south of Alterac. And we were wildly outgunned. But we realized he didn't have any reinforcements, so a quick flank later, and Archimond trying to escape, and a focusing of fire by Dwarven Riflemen had Archimond falling down, and the game won, and the Legion being, you know, banished from Azeroth. And I just thought, I'm not sure I've ever been so intellectually and emotionally erect after playing a game. Years later, after watching a lot of Day 9's Fun Day Monday, I was inspired to make something that I was passionate about. I thought, you know what, like, it doesn't always have to be about the strategy. It doesn't always have to be about what's the best, what's the most efficient, what's the most amazing. You got Witty for that. So I decided, I didn't know about Witty at the time. So, I think Witty at the time had like 4,000 subscribers. It was kind of crazy bananas. And then, like, by the time I had 1,000, he had 9,000. He was growing even so quickly back then. Anyway, yeah, I decided Azeroth Wars. Wow, these kind of maps are really what make me passionate. And watching Day 9 do Fun Day Monday and really seeing him blossom. Like, it's weird to say that about a human, but he was having so much genuine goddamn fun, and I was so entertained that that's what I wanted to emulate, and I thought that passion and fun was what I would go for. And so we find ourselves here, years later, with Lordaeron the Aftermath, Lordaeron the Foremath, Kalimdor the Aftermath, Azeroth Wars, Dark Ages of Warcraft. You name it. It's out there, it's big, it's bananas, and it's got lore involved in it. So, yeah, that's what I do. Nice to have you here with us, Alt Psycho. I already finished the Frozen Throne campaign. Oh yeah, you're talking about Frozen Throne with Witty. Yeah, unfortunately, that one's not wrapped up yet, man. We're hoping that by doing it, we might inspire some people to go out and finish the project, but it's still midway through. So, Dunalgas Station has slowly fallen as we've watched this occur, with Grandmaster Vorpal's invulnerability or ability coming in handy multiple times there when they needed to push forward. Now, the Alliance is by no means dead, and the Elves have kept most of their ranged army alive, meaning that they are still totally capable of taking out units here and there and being very snipey about it. But yes, Donalgas Station did unfortunately lose its big-ass artillery cannon, which was part of what was wrecking those armies so thoroughly. Now, before we go any further, we're 15 minutes in the game, and we don't know where the hell Zoomgriefer is. Temple of Aknikala and Kila in Northrend. I'm not sure what the events revolving around that one are. Again, chat, if you have anything on that, please let me know. I will try to be going back. So continuing on, I don't know where Zoom has placed his... There's Naxxramas. It's slowly making its way towards Kultiris, where it will begin its assault on the island. Borealis, not well defended by any means. In the College of Hydromancy, very slow attacks. And here he goes. Might have gotten wind of it. I don't know if Headred is going to be able to see what's going on here. And there comes the armies. We'll see how Donalgas Station is faring here in just a second. It is interesting. I wonder if I just turned camera on, like auto camera, and then just moved from character to character to see who was involved in what conflicts. But nope, there goes Donalgas, finished off by Kargath Rend and his elite cadre of Shattered Head Chosen. Now with 2-3 upgrades, focusing, again, not much of an army on the ground for OJ, but upgrades are telling a story. 2 into his attack, 3 into his defense, and other armies are not looking that great. Other than, I mean, Red Mist, you're going to see a lot of upgrades from the Ranger Corps and the Highborn in the early game, just because they are almost completely unattacked. They are not under a lot of pressure at all, and they're often far from home, reproducing with ranged support, which doesn't die that often, allowing them to retain their forces and still invest in upgrades. Now, we haven't checked on the Silverhand in a little while, and I don't know what they're really up to. Moving around, doing not a whole lot in northern Lordaeron, but of course you have to remember Borealis is now under assault, and Zoom is kind of just dictating where this battle will, and Patchwork breaking the gates of Borealis itself. Nice! Naxxramas in the background. I don't know if he's going to defend. Style does not seem to be in the mood. He's got kegs of ale, which are increasing, of course, his hit point regeneration and hit points total. Hammer of the Lightbringer. And, of course, 3 conveniently placed men in armor down his trousers. Now, oh, what's this? It looks like Cracker Snatcher and Julian getting a little juicy here with their battleship use, but unfortunately there's a lot of siege here. So those ships are going to do approximately jack and shit. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a civil war. It looks like the Alliance is losing pretty steadily. I haven't checked on Headred in a bit. Must have his army somewhere. Staying at the capital. Not a bad choice. At the end of the day, if we know anything, Zoomgriefer could be the main force that will land and then teleport in as soon as Dark Green went to defend Borealis. And I don't know a whole lot about the events around Lordaeron, the Foremath. We'll still have to talk about that. But I do know that the capital is far more important than Borealis. Without any doubt, Shred or Shadow, unless you're going for some weird build or weird faction path route, it's not going to happen. The Temple of... Okay, so the Temple in Northrend, Yusuf is saying the Temple is a base which Blue gets when he researches the Sadnian, which, when that happens, he gets a hero and a new Sadnian elite, replacing his old Vicryl one. Alright, and I'm guessing... No, that's not him. Professor Putricide. So he doesn't have his Anubarak or his Vicryl guys yet, and Borealis is totally dead. So the next step will be defending the dwarf homeland slowly, or I guess forces and factions from evil could try to move up south or up north across the bridge. Okay, do we have he does have detection. So the minute these Dreadlords try to get across the bridge, they get shot, boy. Woos, are you paying attention? Because if you ain't, you're going to lose a unit or two. And that's what happens there when you build detection and a Dreadlord's not expecting it. Boom, boom. I think we just saw at least... Woos, did you teleport some units home? I think you did. And more units are going to try to make their way into Dwarven territory. No unit stationed in that Dwarven keep tower doesn't appear to be doing too much damage. And did he manage to get at least a little bit of his army out? Kraka Snatcha. Moira Tharison. Clearing out the creeps so that she can now begin mining from the gold mine that will probably not do her any good in a minute because, well, they're about to be under siege. Gotta grab that one early, guys. Grab that gold mine early and it's a nice little boost to your economy for a while. And, and I gotta say, look at, they did some work on Kultirs, making it look like a real shipping land. They've got the Admiral statue, they've got these freight lifters and loaders, clear because they would ship everything everywhere. So, I mean, that's just really cool detail right there. An Alliance Bastion not going down because, well, if your Bastion's not anywhere near the things you actually need to defend, what's the point of having a goddamn Bastion? Trying to figure out where the next big conflict's going to be, and I'm seeing some potential. Zombie Griefer. Yeah, there's the boats. All right, most of them empty. This is insane. Okay, most of those boats are entirely empty. Not shitting you. Empty, 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 empty. Oh no, there's some. Empty. Yeah, there's some. But the leading ones are empty. Okay, well, I mean, if they run into a fleet, that's smart. He's got a screen. I'm not going to shit on him having a screening flank of units. Interesting. Header has units on what appears to be patrol just to make sure that if anything's sneaking around, he'll see it. And that's not dumb. Small bit of the fleet here, and I'm sure... Yeah, he's leading with the Courage Sentinels, and unfortunately his attack ship's a little bit behind the rest, but that's okay. Ironforge will be under assault soon, and Moira's in charge of keeping this alive. I don't know where this is gonna go. She's kind of fucked. Did he try to build? No. Did he just... No? Okay. So the gold mine's still there, not being used, just hidden. I love that it's just completely back there. You don't have to find it. It's obnoxiously unevident. And that's great. And the elves are they're going to protect their lands. The dwarves can fuck off. Unless, of course, maybe Sylvanas decides that she'll lead some units across the bridge. But they don't do enough. Like, these enforcers are extremely powerful. They're going to soak up so much damage. And yeah, Sylvanas can do the same job here for a second. Actually doing very well. But, oh, netted. Oh, wait, you can net heroes? That's some bullshit. Please tell me she has a teleport or she's dead as... Oh! Chain heals are gonna get out. That was clutch on the hands of the Ranger Corps. Oh, Red Mist, get out of there, boy! Red Mist! Red Mist! There's too many nets, Red Mist! Now there's demons, Red Mist! Fuck! I think he fucked up. He fucked up. Oh, man, he fucked up, guys. I think that's like permadead for Red Mist, right? Yeah! Ooh, he's on his own now. Red Mist losing Sylvanas means that she becomes the Forsaken, who will now be transferred.
Our sacred grove is being the town needs help.
She's gonna turn pink in a second. Yep, and now, unfortunately, while the Dalaran was managing to turn back an assault here by the Lich King, I don't know the story on Headred's units or army location at the moment. Okay, also up here trying to flank the undead army that has been brought in. The plague having spawned, the Great Plague Cauldrons are spread across the land right now. They do huge amounts of damage and spawn insane number of units. But nice targeting there with those steam tanks. 2-3 upgrades from our completely unmolested Lordaeron player sitting at 10 control points. We have to expect that he was going to have a strong army now. 0-3, oh, focusing mainly on his range, oddly. Armored archers and defense. So ranged attack and melee defense correlating into steam tanks, which don't have siege armor, which kind of infuriates me. But now, oh god, is Red Mist going to so easily switch teams? He's going, he may choose to flank his Dalaran ally, and while the mages are fighting off the Entourage Sentinels flying in the sky, the Forsaken and their armies begin to flank, possibly cutting off their retreat into Lordaeron capital. Oh, fuck, this is bad. Okay, and at the same time, like we were talking about Lordaeron, this always seems to happen. Like about the same time. We have the orcs and the demons assaulting the dwarves at about the same time the undead are going to assault Lordaeron capital. And that's just going to happen. Almost every Lordaeron on the Foremath, unless the Alliance banana outplays them. Let's see. Yes, new Tiers is amazing, but now everyone is asking for a retrain that looks new. Battles for Azeroth Tiers. Just joined, but looks kind of like Evil is wrecking it. Yeah, Dragon Sock, Evil is wrecking it right now. It's not going well, because we can see the flank by the Alliance is now starting to crumble. Arthas Menethil is still on the front line, trying to turn them back, but the Forsaken flank has forced Dalaran back into a choke point now, where many of his units are actually starting to die. He's trying to run. He's now doubling back, attempting to get into Capital City, and he does not have time. We can see that Lordaeron will be forced to retreat, and a small contingent of Highborn are now able to aid in the defense, but the dwarves continue to hold all by themselves. Damn. They're holding all by themselves in Ironforge, while the rest of the Alliance desperately tries to fight back this unexpected undead menace. They totally expected it. They knew this shit was coming. But let's try to make it more dramatic, shall we? I believe that's Oathmar Garethos on the front line, an absolute tank in this version of the game. No, Vykel Death Knight, sorry. Taking up so much. There we go. Oathmar, 1,500. About same as the Vykel Death Knight. 1,500 health, almost 10 armor, and Dalaran manages to rebuff the Forsaken assault. Now, I don't know if Red Mist is entirely devoted to this. He doesn't seem to be. He has almost 1,000 gold, has not remade his hero, and is kind of just moving his units around to make it look like he's feeding. I can't tell if he's going to try to hop back in. Like, I've seen this play out several times in similar fashions, and it's kind of making me very suspicious. Is the bridge going to hold? The bridge is holding, so... Oh my god, what is this? A slaughter. At least a recent slaughter on the bridge. I don't know where Hey is going. Ah, he's assaulting Gnomragon while the dwarves are being held. Okay, so this is just them preparing for the final assault right now, wiping out all of the dwarves' potential flanks and support and reinforcements. And in the meantime, the undead are completely outclassed here by the 3-player North Alliance, while it looks like just the Forsaken are not going to try to help out. They did not want to be part of the undead, and it doesn't look like they're going to help, and that makes them a bitch. Ass. Woo! Yeah, so Red, ooh, he spent 300 on something. Loosing Garethos? That's where the hell is Style? I haven't seen him in a hot goddamn second. He's running to the fight. I don't know that he's fought anybody as of right now. Although, I mean, Zoom, where the hell is Zoom? Oh, he's taking over Gilneas. He's been moving slowly south the entire time. Instead of assaulting the capital, he's actually redirected his forces. This is weird. Is he planning on betraying the Lich King? Because intentionally failing the assault on this seems like an odd choice, whether you choose to stay with the Legion or not. Speaking of Legion, Woos, what are you up to, buddy? Just, you just hanging out? Okay. He's just gonna hang out in the wetlands. Like, here's your cue. It's the wetlands. It helps me. They didn't name the control points after them, but they did add giant floating yellow text, just so you know. More of Zoom SF's units going to be taken out. I didn't actually check during the assault. Oh, he was actually fighting off the huge force that would have spawned there. And yeah, look at that. Head red. I don't think Woos knew that he was supposed to get Tichondrius or one of his allies, or one of his units, Mal'Ganis, to... just outside of Strathel would have spawned a ton of units. I do not believe that occurred. However, Gilneas is now completely controlled by the undead. And Zoom is starting his official base down south, where I don't know if he's going to park it and hang out, or what his plan is on that front. Actually. Ow! And a huge... just a surge of footmen are going to go ahead and try to take back Gilneas and all the control points here from Zoom, and it'll give him the income. I don't know if he'll ever decide to truly rebuild, but it's nice to have them there. And an attempt to cross the bridge will be probably mostly ignored here, And yes, it's quite a few. It's a lot of orc units. Squeezing there. And no, it looks like it's going to be the Dark Horde. Why are they not making a bigger attempt to kill Ironforge? Like, yes, Lordaeron and Ironforge have apparently both rebuffed their battles, but that's only because everyone was kind of floating around and not fucking committing. It's weird. Zoom can't betray without destroying Tyr's hand, so if he wants to betray, he has to help the Scourge and Lordaeron. Okay, so he needs to destroy Tyr's hand, so he has to help the Scourge, but he doesn't want them to be totally powerful? I'm confused. And oh man, I gotta give it to Zoom Griefer. He's really doing his best right now to survive with Professor Putricide. And you will notice that that is not a goblin riding on the back of that abomination. This is such a really cool model. It's pointed out. Abomination carrying Putris. That's okay. And we all know what model that used. That's the Goblin Alchemist. Still takes the gold though. It's like, hey, just because we're not who we are doesn't mean we're not who we are. You know? It's important to remember. As OJ continues to throw units against this yellow wall, which seems to be completely made out of Dwarven warriors and Dwarven workers, no attempt for higher learning, just gonna keep putting units next to towers that do it. Jesus, sorry about that. Putting units next to towers that do a lot of damage. And as long as Moira Tharason manages to hold on. Again, I assume that's supposed to be her hair dangling down. Again, nice use of an orc model there for Moira. Kind of in love with it. Yusuf, why didn't you tell me that he is streaming? I don't know. Okay, Zoom. Wait. Almost level 15 Uther, but Zoom left. What? No, huh? Oh, I'm assuming he means Zoom left the game he was playing in. As of right now, the Zoom in this game continues to just move down south. He's getting just outside of Dalaran, grabbing those control points as Zoom Griefer continues to try to fight with, like, no support from Red Mist. Red Mist being, like, a weirdly shitty ally as he tries to fight here. And Zoom Griefer has spent all his money on this. I don't think... No! What the double donkey douchebags is going on? He has almost 1,000 gold. Maybe he's decided this just isn't going to work. Zoom can continue to do his south mouth damage. Observatory falling. But again, Ironforge hanging in there. Not for long, though, if Hey and the orcs actually decide to come back and finish their fight. Which they've managed to move across the bridge, wipe out most of Stromgarde, and get past the wall. I don't always forget what this is called. Something's wall? Thoris's wall? Or Wall of Anvilmar or something? Yeah, I don't know. No traitors spamming 70 plus warriors. Julian, what's going on? Are you okay? Oh no! And it looks like the demons have managed to set off the event inside Stratholme. You can see so many of these zombies having been spawned. And Style responds with his army of... the Silverhand tries to respond, but there's this kind of a little bit scary force of Nethrezim Elite running around. Like, he must have the Demi in there as well. Looks like he has almost too many. Oh, they're mirror images. Okay. Scarier, but not completely unbeatable. And yeah, Wooz is going to go ahead and try to focus down Stratholme. Only 5,000... Ah! Finger of Death on it. It's going to get that lower. 3,500 health remaining. And Style's going to try to get in there, but right now I think Head is still busy from having... No, he's got 500 health. He's got 500 gold. He will wipe out the Forsaken. But if Stratholme falls, that does make it a little... Oh, no! Teal, why'd you get distracted? If you focused on the building completely, it'd be down by now, you baby-back dumbass. Ah, you baby doobie dumbass. He's just leaving a few of these mirror images attacking it, but I really swear he could have gotten it down if he'd focused. What a shame. We can see there's assaults going on everywhere. Dragon Mob moving along with the Shadow Council north into the human lands, and the Scourge have not unallied. No betrayal has occurred as of yet. The alliance continues to be heavily forced backwards as Moira and her allies actually... Oh no! Oh, now a teleporting in of Blackrock champions will actually catch a number of these Dark Iron warriors out. And they... Oh, nope, they managed to scoot on out just in time. But Ironforge is officially breached. The gate completely, irrevocably destroyed. Non-rebuildable. That's one of the things I like about Lordaeron the Foremath is the fact that they put in these unrebuildable gates. It's like, yeah, it's huge, it's big, it's scary, it was built for a reason, you can't just put it back up in a day. It's Ironforge's gate, it's such and such's gate, it's a big gate. It ain't like, put some wood up. Yet, dumbass. And people could argue that about anything, but bite me. Now Dalaran will come under siege from the Cult of the Damned, with Patchwork at level 6 now, 6,000 health. That is the tank that army needs, along with other abominations. Abominations, yeah. Abomination, yeah. So Patchwork and all of them are going to do their best, sitting at about almost 1,700 health, 1,625 if you want to be exact and not kind of inflate it for drama's sake. But like you said, we're being dramatic. Ow! Many of the Ironforge towers now being completely wiped out. Dwarves continue to fight here in the back, but it's mostly feral spirits they're killing. As Moira running away from Rend and Kargath. Oh no, Tuit, she's gonna get nailed. And she's still trying to stay alive, and Kargath may sacrifice himself. Kargath and Rend may sacrifice. I mean, Moira will die, don't get me wrong. But if they can just get Kargath for it, it'll be kind of worth it. I think he's pinned. No! Don't let him escape! He deserves to die! Oh, what is this? Kargath is a beefy, though. He's beefy. He's got 15 armor and is almost completely ignoring... Oh, Cracker Snatcher being a little not careful. There we go. Kargath does go down. So Moira traded. The Orc forces will remain inside Ironforge, and it's only a matter of time until they die. And let's see. There should be an assault coming. Yes! Holy shit, biscuits. Sorry, everyone's meeting here outside Dalaran, and Dalaran's going to do a great job along with the help of the Highborn, and it looks like... Not the Forsaken, but the Highborn. Who's the green on this team, then? Highborn? Gorballista, controlled by Julian. Julian is... Okay, so it's just green for no reason. Anyway, outside Dalaran, the forces have finally met. And we're actually going to go ahead and pause it here because this is the next big siege that's going to occur. Episode 2 will be the result of the siege here at Dalaran, as it looks like the Cult of the Forsaken as well as the Shadow Council have met up. The Dark Horde is not nearby. They're finishing up their assault in Ironforge right now. And potentially, I think... Richard Dick is going to be the big army that's also running around. He seems to be heading to Anderhall, when Headred is heading south right now in an attempt, my assumption would be, to get to Dalaran, flank the outside forces, and finally push this out, as I'm assuming-ish, we can see Zoom has parked Noxramas out here along the coastline, and will be doing some banana damage. So we'll see you in part 2, guys, and then we'll do part 3. Those in the Twitch, stay with me. Those in the VODs, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.